So it might be like this for all electric cars. I mean, the assumption is it is, but for my electric car, I have one of those things. The front where the engine is supposed to be, well, there's no engine, right? And so it's like a trunk. But I have an SUV electric car, and so you already have that back area that you can fold down extra seats, and it's a proper SUV thing in the back, and it's all things. So usually I just put my groceries and stuff in the back there, but there's an extra trunk, right? And so sometimes for like particularly big grocery shopping trips, I also have to put bags in the front. And that, for the record, that area holds so many bags of groceries. It's actually pretty impressive. Anyway, I think that's dangerous for people who are newly into the whole electric car thing. And the reason for that is because we don't really pop our hood very often in life, right? We just don't do that. And so the potential of forgetting groceries in the front of your car where they can rot and you don't remember them until you smell something is pretty good. Thankfully, the whole rotting thing did not happen for me, but I did forget like 6 bags of groceries in the front of the Tesla for like 5 days. And I just had this nagging feeling the entire time, just this thing like you're forgetting something, you're forgetting something. And when I finally remembered it, went out there and there wasn't any perishables in those bags. It was just like cans of like beans and tomatoes and, just stuff, canned goods. And so that was good that they didn't rot in my car, but it could have happened. And so that's all. I just realized that. Like I just did that just now before coming to film. I remembered, oh, that's what's been heavy on your mind that you can't remember. Luckily nothing rotted, but point is, those front trunks in electric cars, dangerous. We're not making like an electric car themed soap today in the middle of the Christmas season. That would make none sense whatsoever. It's just my time. I will tell you what we are making in just a minute, but before I do, hello, I'm Mrs. Soap and Clay. Let's make stuff. How's it going, Sudsers? Welcome back to the channel. You are at Soap and Clay, where we make all the soapy things, and you are here for day 174 of 365 days of soap and day 6 of 10 days of thanks. And today we are making the holiday bath bombs, or more specifically the Soapprentices. Now, with all of this, we have been showing you the hands of one of the new Soapprentices who has decided that she's wanting to do the video thing and all the jazz, and so I'm letting her do so. I also let her design these bath bombs along with the set that you can also see on the website for the coffee house collection 100% on her own. And she did such a cool thing. Like she came back with drawings and she had, all these ideas, having never worked in, a soap shop before. And really her only experience with making bath bombs has just been make the beach bomb and the love bomb and just our regular bombs. And she came back with these really cool, fun designs. And I thought, okay, cool. Let's make it happen. And so today you're going to see how she made the holiday bombs happen. Okay, it's day 174, day 6 of 10 days of thanks. And we are doing today Well, we are watching the new Soaprentice, one of the new Soapprentices, make her holiday bath bombs. She took on the bath bomb line this year, and she needed to, her task was to make her bath bombs fit the theme that I had already done for the 4 soaps, right? Because one of the gift sets in the line this year includes a soap, a bath bomb, a lotion, and a scrub. And so they all need to be themed together and they all have the same scents, right? And so she decided on her theme based on that. So I guess realistically, what this video actually is me talking up and about how awesome the new Soapprentices, part the second. Because I did that yesterday when she did a great job with the felted soaps, and I'm doing it again today because she did a great job in her bath bombs. Here's the thing though. The bath bombs that she originally designed, she wanted to do these designs inside the bath bombs themselves using bath bomb powder, right? So for this particular one, she always knew that it was going to be a half blue, half white, and she would paint trees onto the outside using a mica slurry. For another one, she wanted to do a hat using the bath bomb powder inside of the mold to make it look like a woolly hat. And for another, she wanted to do a scarf, again using the bath bomb powder to create the scarf, not just a band around the middle, but actually like the little tassel thing, the length of the scarf coming down as well, just using the bath bomb powder. And with her first batches, she did that, and she did the, whatever, and she made like 15 bombs of each of the things. And the 4th bomb was sparkly and kind of easier to do. And so she just had 15. And I was like, okay, so cool. You did the thing. Now, were these easy enough that you want to go make 300 more of each of these? And she stopped and she thought about it and she said, no, I wonder if we can change these up a little bit and do more with the mica slurries for things. So that's what we're seeing today. So this was a lesson really for her in how to, well, turn a theme, of course, but also how to work smarter, not harder. And some of this is going to be out of frame, but we are getting the hang of it with all this stuff. So, you guys will be just fine. You understand. You are understanding peoples. So ultimately, she had created for her first round of bath bombs with this a hat in the mold, but it was kind of a complicated thing because in order to do it, she had to put some purple in the top of one half of the bath bomb and then put some white in and then continue to layer the purple through effectively both sides of the bath bomb mold while putting white in the middle so it would all work out. And it did work out. And in some of those boxes and bomb sets and stuff, you might end up getting one of the first 15 of each of the ones that she did. But ultimately, she did decide that it was kind of a stressful process to be working with bath bomb powder that is getting drier the longer it sits, right? And opted instead to go ahead and paint her hats and her scarves on her bath bombs that we're working with today, which I feel was a good choice because when you are working in large quantity and you need to get out multiples of anything, right? You need to look at how long each design is going to take you, what your time is worth, ultimately what you can charge for it, and make decisions on your design based on that. Now, that's not true of necessarily everything, right? Like in the 12 months of soap, for example, there were some of those soaps that actually took a very long time to make as far as the prep work went. And the one that comes to mind that was the longest was probably the January bar, because I had this one little teeny tiny mold that I was using to make the branches and just pouring over and over and over again for the branches that go into the soap as an embed. That took a lot of time. But there were other soaps in that line that took no time at all. Like a watermelon soap, for example. That is easy. So easy, takes none time at all to make. Same thing with like the pumpkin spice. It was just a 2-color, very simple. There were a lot of soaps in that line that took a fraction of the amount of time of the other ones that were a little bit more complicated. So ultimately, that entire set kind of worked out in the wash, right? But when she was looking at making effectively 3 rather complicated bath bombs, not that a blue and white is complicated, but having to paint Christmas trees on the outside of it, and then 2 during the actual making, having to create a scarf, just like you're seeing here, and like the hat you just saw before, within the bath bomb powder itself, she started realizing that this was not a valuable way to make these, and it was taking her longer than she would have liked. And honestly, the stress levels were too high for her to reasonably justify and say, yeah, no, totally, I can make 300 more of this guy. And so she decided to instead switch it up, and she ended up with an all-white bomb for this guy, which I think is called Cozy Sweater. I don't know. This is the sweet orange collection for this year's line. And this one is white, and so is the purple one, the hat. And then she decided to go ahead and use a mica slurry and just paint on them, which I thought was an excellent idea. And she also, we didn't do any footage for these ones, but go check out the website. I think I still have the listing up. They may be out of stock, but the listing I don't think I've taken down yet for her coffee house bath bomb collection that she also modeled after my soaps that I made, the coffee house soaps. She ran into issues with that one as well with the design. She brought in these awesome drawings, and this is what I want to do in this, and this is how I think I can accomplish it using the bath bomb powder. Well, that's good. Look, that's just going to become the part where she puts on the little tassel thing, the hangy down part, the length of the scarf. That was a nice happy accident. And that was for the coffee house ones, these were also ones that she changed too in the designs, and instead of trying to make it all within the bath bomb powder itself, using embellishments and decorations at the end, mica drizzles and soap drizzles and things like that. So I think this was a good thing that she ultimately did with all of this, because it's smarter that's a cute little hat, and she tried to do that using just bath bomb powder before, which again she ultimately accomplished, but this is much easier. Doing it this way is much easier and faster, and a whole lot less stress, because you're not contending with bath bomb powder that is getting dry as it sits in the buckets. Also, fun little pro tip here. We have shown you painting bath bombs a lot, right? And just for those of you who have no idea what this mica drizzle slurry thing is, so it's your mica, and you put equal parts glycerin and rubbing alcohol into it. And that allows you to paint on the bath bomb without fizzing the bath bombs. And it dried, the alcohol dissipates, and you get just the beautiful mica that's left over with some extra, humectant properties from the glycerin. Very cool. So anyway, we have shown you the painting on bath bombs a lot on the channel, and we're always using paint brushes. But she was looking around for a bigger brush and couldn't find one in the soap shop. And I looked around, and there were these little sponge brushes, these little chip brushes that we had left over and not used from another project we were working on that was not soap related. It was actually like epoxy related. And I saw them just kind of hanging out on the shelf there with all the stuff that Mr. Soap and Clay needs to take out of the soap shop and hasn't, remembered or had a chance to do so yet. And I went, well, how about this? Do you want to try this foam brush? Yeah, game changer. Absolute game changer. This, as you can see, she did the line around the outside of the scarf one. We do the lined ones for the Poke Bombs. So it went on so much easier than just using a paintbrush and having to continue dipping over and over and over again. And that was also, a cool little whatever. It was cool. So there's a new pro tip that we didn't even know we had, and now it's a pro tip because it's coming from a pro. The new Soaprentice. She's not a pro yet, but I'm talking, so I guess I'm one of those guys. But yeah, no, she did a wonderful job with this theme just across the board. They all look perfect with the soaps that they're meant to be paired with, and it's all just a really beautiful winter theme. Like, I gave her the brief and she delivered perfectly. We've got cute little Christmas trees on the outside of that. It's delightful. And we've got the scarf there. That's delightful. Goes with the orange soap, the Twinkle Light soap. And we have the shiny, sparkly one. That one's Jack Frost, which is super beautiful. And then we also have this guy here, which is absolutely gorgeous. We have all of this beautiful set. That's day 174. It's great. All of those bath bombs are completely gorgeous. They match the theme perfectly and the soaps that they will be paired with for individual gift sets. And they're absolutely great. She did get to learn a whole lot of interesting things when making, bath bombs with all of this, and how sometimes it is wildly easier to paint a scarf around the side of a bath bomb instead of trying to make that happen within the bath bomb powder itself. But I'm super glad that she tried, because they were all epic and awesome, and I love them all for sure. If you're interested in these bath bombs, they're actually available at soapandclay.com. If you subscribe to the newsletter so you can participate in 10 Days of Thanks, you would have a discount code for Small Business Saturday, crazy awesome deals, and you could be getting all of these at a discount. So go subscribe to the newsletter, get the code, do the things. For today, it's day 6 of 10 Days of Thanks, and that freebie item, of which we will give 10 away, will be dropping today at 4 p.m. PST. My time. So if you are subscribed to the newsletter, you're going to get that in your email, and go have some fun. You guys have been having so much fun with all of this, and we're just running around like mad trying to fill all these orders. So thank you so much for all of this. I hope you guys are having as much fun as we are having, and we're having a lot. So thank you. You guys, thank you every day, but big special thanks during 10 Days of Thanks, because, gratitude. You guys are awesome. I appreciate you each and every day of the year. And this is the time of the year where I get to show that in really big, over-the-top ways. So thank you. I'm out of here for today, but I'll see you guys all again tomorrow for another round of 10 Days of Thanks and another round of Soapy fun. Bye.